You're having way too much fun.
Listen. It's been a day, okay? I'm on my second soda.
So am I.
That's your third.
That is your third.
That is?
You had one upstairs,
Oh
one from
yeah,
the
that's
first
right.
episode, and
I was gonna say because this is
I
my
am
third.
not gonna lie, I am slightly tired.
I was kind of falling asleep during half of that one
Mm-hmm.
That one was the that one was definitely a slow half of that.
until the
To the
last part.
to the last part, yes.
No, you guys may have been able to relax. I was sitting there like, what the heck is wrong with these people?
Okay, do the intro.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Graveyard Shifts for 2D's Talk Horror. I'm your host Hayden with my co-host Graham once again
Hello,
for part two of the Shining series,
miniseries.
miniseries, and again with
Why are you doing my part?
fine. Go ahead,
Did you see that?
Graham. You hardly do your part.
Wow.
Today we are talking about the second part of the Shining miniseries.
You didn't want me to introduce my wife here.
I was going to introduce my sister-in-law, and that we are joined by my wonderful sister-in-law, Kelly. She's drinking hot chocolate. She's in
Sup,
heaven right now.
guys?
Please
Well, you
be
should have done
careful.
was to do that for like the first.
Yeah, I don't think we actually ever explained the first part that you are over here, so you know.
Yeah, so whenever we look this way, we're actually looking at her. She doesn't want to be on camera.
Mm-mm.
Even though she did let me post a picture of the wedding.
Yes. Did
I
I?
was, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay.
I asked you the night after the wedding, so you can't blame being
He
drunk at
did.
the wedding.
I wasn't even drunk at the wedding. I wasn't even able to really
No, she
enjoy
wasn't.
myself. I was barely able to have two glasses of wine.
And
One of them was because Nathan grabbed me a drink.
You had a lot.
I had like
Yes.
9 shots. My brother ended up winning the family shot round with 20.
Good lord.
My goodness.
And
Well, the other one was doing cartwheels. Not Nathan, Brady.
Brady. Brady was doing
Was I
cart.
still there for that?
Yes, I
I
think.
missed that then.
He did cartwheels and he was on what, 16 shots?
Yeah.
And
Jeez.
Max was at 18 or 19. I don't think Trevor chimed in on that. But my uncle and my dad definitely chimed in on it.
Ooh, cat scratch on me now. Can't even mean she's I can't do
I
that.
I watched myself because I didn't want to go overboard.
Bill. Okay.
Never any danger of going overboard. Fortunately.
Hey, it's best that you looked pretty, and you did, and
Thanks.
you didn't end up making any mistakes while being drunk.
Again, didn't even get close to that portion of it.
Exactly.
Can I say what you and I did?
What did we do? Oh,
And
you mean how my grandma decided to interrupt that?
we both slow danced with your grandma at the same time.
Yeah. We did the dollar dance, and also my grandma cuts grandma off.
No, we won't do. That was after the dollar
That
dance.
was after that was during the dollar dance.
No, no, that was way after. I didn't do the dollar dance. I was still eating during the
You know, my
dollar
grandma
dance.
still owes us dollars for that.
Okay. Anyway, this is what happens when you get two ADHD people together. I'm shocked she's not yelling at us to keep on task.
Listen,
I think she's giving up on us.
I am off the clock. You guys are not. You guys are my monkeys, but this ain't my circus.
Fail. Okay. So this episode starts off in town,
I've
and
never heard that. I've never heard that. Sorry, that's the first for me. Continue.
good.
Continue. I'm laughing at that. Well, also being
Um,
slightly tired.
so Jack is at an AA meeting, and Danny is at the doctor's office getting his bee stings checked out and whatnot. And I had to pause it for to talk to Kelly about this. Well, excuse me, and Hayden. Um, excuse me. Okay. In the show, no, not show, in the movie. Thank you. Um, Jack and Danny was kind of not taken lighthearted, but it was like when he's like,
Oh, it's a thing that happened. It was in the
Yeah,
past, but
yeah,
there's nothing to be worried about now. Very minimizing.
yeah. And it's like this one, Wendy's like full on trying not to cry and trying to keep herself together because she, wants to move on from that incident and she's trying to.
But it's still hard.
It's still hard, and she even makes a comment saying things are going in the way I want them to. Things are getting better.
Yep.
I mean, I really like that contrast of the show and movie. That it wasn't taken like lightheartedly, like it was a thing that happened. And
The
as
show's
we
a very
as we
accurate.
saw later on in the episode, um, it's still very much forefront in Winnie's mind,
Yep.
even if she doesn't think it is.
Yes. Well, and that's the funny thing. A lot of people try to say, "Oh, well, it's in the past." Like that's something I hate hearing people say because like that's a place of ignorance and optimism that you are making that comment
Yeah,
because it still has its imprints, it still has its marks, and
it'll
it's going to
never
show.
be fully gone.
Yeah.
You'll never have that full level of trust back.
Yeah.
I can't remember if this was after we hit stop recording, but you and I were talking about trust
Mm-hmm.
at one point and
Yeah. Well, with the
how,
alcoholism, I
yeah,
believe from the last sessions, like regardless of how a lot of times with alcoholism and different things. There's a lot of secrecy, hiding, lying. That breaks trust. And so trying to get that back, it's difficult because it's like I have no idea if I can trust you when you say that you're okay or that you're not drinking because you told me that while still in very active addiction.
or like if Dana ever got hooked again, she
Uh-huh.
automatically blames Jack,
Mm-hmm.
as we kind of saw. Which you laughed at that scene, so we're gonna get to that here soon. I'm gonna let you tell them that joke.
I already forgot what I made. What joke I?
Oh, okay, I'll remind you when we
Thank
get
you.
to it. Um, and then it turns wintertime.
Yep.
Yeah, winter starts coming in because the first half was just
Winter's
fall.
coming.
Was just fall.
I know, joke. I say that every fall. Winter's coming. Winter's coming. Winter's coming. My mom just rolls her eyes at me now,
Yep.
as Hayden's doing right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
um, yeah. So winter's. What were you saying?
didn't say anything.
Hey, we started talking about winter and how
I was just saying how in the first half of the show or movie was
mm,
fall.
yeah, and then we'll flow bone blow
We're
winter
now in
flow.
the middle of it where it's winter.
Well, not really in a mental. mm, Wow,
Mental.
I don't know what I was trying to say. Not really like in the middle, like it starts off like probably
Well, it's December right
Yeah, it's not December in
it
the
ended in
show.
December. I don't know if it began in December. I was kind of thinking like maybe around
They didn't
November
show
time.
Thanksgiving, so I would assume that they're in December.
now. Yes.
Yeah, um, it could be, I guess. So it's December because they did have the Christmas tree up, and they were talking about Christmas at one point.
Yeah,
Yep.
that the first half started in the middle of October.
Yeah, so it probably took us all the way till like November.
Yeah,
Excuse me, did like another little, small little time jump, but just skipped over Thanksgiving.
there might have been something happening in Thanksgiving. The turkey turned back alive.
Like the wasp.
Yeah,
Oof, why did I mention that?
turkey comes back to life. It's Thanksgiving, bitch.
And you guys thought it was going to be a one and done after you guys finished off that podcast.
One could hope.
One could hope.
One could hope.
They came out with another movie and you had to continue.
I may
I
cuss for that
I
one.
would hope that it's better than the past two. A lot better.
Honestly, if it was close to the first one, I could probably tolerate it.
I couldn't, dude.
They said if it was close. If it was a little slightly
If it
above
was a
better.
mixture of the two,
Listen, as long as they have that one thing that broke us, I really hope you kept that for the podcast.
fucking Sandy.
I really hope you kept that one for the podcast
I'm
that you and
trying
I
to
were dying. It was when that metal guy was dying.
Oh, yeah, I kept that in there.
Okay, good,
You
good.
need to watch it.
I know. I'm busy, okay?
Do you know how much editing I put into that one?
I know. Trust me. I have to be in the right mental state to revisit that. Okay.
I already revisited it when I was editing it.
Yeah, neither of us thought that too.
She was listening to most of it. So you want to ask her opinion of that?
I think I was drowning in notes and wanting to die. So
I know I looked back over a few times and you're like, what the
there might have been a couple scenes where I was like, what are you doing?
Anyway, we're not talking about Thanksgiving.
You guys brought it up.
He brought up.
I'm just gonna make a joke.
um. Yeah, so they probably skipped over things. I almost said Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
They,
So the point is, the snow has fallen. It's deep. It's cold.
That's what she
A lot
said.
of stop it.
see, his
A
mind went
lot
there.
of ways out from the hotel are slowly being cut off. That
Yeah.
was a pretty decent focus of
First snow
He
focus.
went there, and my mind went to Snow Has Fallen in Game of Thrones.
yes.
Well, it does start kind of thawing a little bit. Kind of like,
Fixing you on the screen.
it does kind of start falling a little bit.
Talk. Keep talking.
Yeah, there's a couple times where it kind of goes, it yo-yos back and forth. Of
Yeah,
like,
I'm trying to think
it's
of
not
what
as
happened. There
messy.
was something big that happened during that first thaw.
The hedges started to melt, and
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, there
Jack
was
Yeah,
that
the
scene.
hedges started to melt.
and
Jack was brushing off.
Snow trying to do upkeep for the snowfall.
That was a scene where that was a part where I saw like, ooh.
Huh?
Um, and then I never realized they had like a small little house off to
Yeah,
the
how
playground.
did you? That was in the very first scene. How did you not see
I
it?
don't know. I don't know. I was like, wait, what?
But I would still like to complain about this. That this whole movie or show is not playing into logic here. Bushes don't stay green through winter. Unless you are like having a fern or a spruce-based plant, these aren't. These are hedge bushes. Hedge bushes die off.
Listen, don't argue with the Bad Mojo Hotel, all right?
Really though, like
But it's common sense. Even there's ivy, English ivy, dangling from it. That dies in winter. That does not just automatically stay green year round. You should know this. Our neighbors have that.
Well, these hedges are
possessed.
supernaturally powered and messed up.
They all possessed because the
Quite
hotel's
empty, which is
possessed.
why they are green.
Yep.
There you go. It's not leaves.
Continue.
Okay. Yeah. So like the hedges attack Jack, and he doesn't really even question that.
No, like this.
The what?
You want to talk about logic and common sense? Like
Yeah.
no one has it in this movie.
No.
Drives me up a wall.
What, how he's in jeans and a denim jacket?
No, no, no.
No,
Because
I mean
no, like
that.
okay, so let's talk about his coping skill. He doesn't say it in this scene. He says it later when he's at that hotel room, and he's like, "Nope, I ain't seeing that. I ain't seeing that."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yes, like I get it," because that's like their whole philosophy of like, "Nope, that doesn't make sense. I didn't see that. There's some other reason for this thing that I'm seeing. Like a doorknob is not actually moving." In this case, the hedges, of course, are not growling at me or coming in and closing in on me, and the swings are not swinging back and forth and just hit me in the head for no good
And the
reason.
dollhouse isn't talking to me.
And the dollhouse is not talking to me or
Where was the
blowing
dollhouse
smoke.
talking to?
Yes, the windows
Yes.
were opening, talking.
Yep. And he was like, "Nope,
Okay, I
nope."
saw the windows open. I didn't able to talking
The
then.
voices
Yep.
started when the thing started doing this.
Okay, I apparently need to rewatch that scene then because I was a lot more out of it than I thought.
Yeah, because he was like, "No, this isn't real. I'm just tired. I'm just tired." He popped a couple aspirin and
Well,
went
that's
back into the hotel.
okay. So you had a lot of thoughts
Oh
on
gosh.
this episode.
Uh huh.
Yeah, because
Do you want
we
to
could both see the gears turning.
like those multiple times? I just saw you saying like this, full attention. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure if you had a notepad, you would be taking notes.
No. If they were my clients, yes.
Well, she'd be screaming at him, probably.
No, I don't scream at my
I know you
clients.
don't, but you would be wanting to scream at these people.
That took you way too long to say no. So, what were your thoughts on So we did see Jack's descent.
Hmm.
He hasn't fully descended yet.
It's getting pretty
He's
close.
getting close.
He's
No,
getting
he's getting
close.
close.
He's playing chicken with the line.
But he's still, yeah, yeah, exactly. So what were your thoughts on Jack and Wendy's relationship during this?
So, gosh, roll with me on this.
No, you'll fine. Take your time.
For a lot of people, when we talk about an affair, especially among couples, it is one partner is stepping out of the relationship with another person.
Right.
From a therapist perspective, when we talk about a betrayal in a relationship or an affair, it's not just with another person. If you are stepping out of the relationship to have needs met or prioritizing something else above your partner and entering into a state of like neglect in some capacity, where you are focusing all your best energy, your attention, time, resources on something else, and it is not in the agreed upon relationship, we call that an affair. So a lot of times you can have an affair, like again, affair quotes, with your work. So
Okay.
if
Okay.
people are feeling like, oh, I'm feeling needed, I'm confident in my job, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, people look to me for answers, but then when I come home, I get met with nagging, I'm not doing enough, you know, constant questioning.
So you're talking about the people who work from like 6 o'clock in the morning to like 9 o'clock at night. Like
It
they're having
depends.
a fail basically.
Not in every
Devoted to work?
case.
Okay.
Not in every case, because it's more of that mentality or decision making basis off the fact like I would rather be at work
Got
than be
it.
with
Got
my
it.
partner.
Got it.
And I'm doing what I can to make it so that I am not with my partner or coming home to
Gotcha.
my
Yeah. So
partner.
I'm talking about like the people who stay late in the office and stuff like that. Who just would rather be in the office than be at home.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's a little bit, it can't be like a blanket statement, obviously. It's like situational where we would start talking about this or pushing
Mm,
at it, especially like if we're talking about in session with the client. Because some people are just ambitious and the partners have said like, hey, if you want to work from this time to this time because it's a benefit for our family, go ahead.
right.
And
Right.
it's something that is talked about. But if it's the nope, I'm just going to make the decision to work overtime because I'd rather be here than at home, and then I come home and I'm like, oh my gosh, like stop talking at me, I'm so sick tired of you, and then I go to bed, I get up, like thank goodness I get to go to work and
Gotcha.
be
Gotcha.
here and I don't have to deal with spouse. And then it's not talked about. And then I come home and again, it's like, why are you working late? Why are you working late? Like,
Yeah.
why don't you ever come home? And
Yeah.
then the person's like, see, this is why I'd rather be there because I'm not treated like this there.
Yeah.
Um, and again, it's not trying to, like, it's not saying that that's right. It's not saying that's wrong for either one. It's just a lot of times that is the dynamic. And that was something that kept popping into my mind in that one scene when Wendy is trying to offer it.
Spark something.
Yeah, she's trying to offer an invitation of, hey, join me, let's go to bed, let's have sex.
In a
Like
full
this
on
is,
nightgown.
Okay.
yeah,
So
this,
I was wondering what was going through your mind during that scene.
yeah, it was. So when we talk about, I'm not trying to turn this into a therapy session, but sex
That's
is
why
a,
I brought you onto this to
I know,
have that.
I
So.
know, sex is very often seen as the most common connection point
Mm.
between couples. Um, and so a lot of times when there is foreplay or when there's flirtation, it's an
And Wendy
invitation.
was definitely
Oh, she was definitely like, not even being subtle.
No, no, she was not.
And so, like, but then Jack's response, like, she's gone to the effort of, the kiddo's in bed, he's dealt with. She has dressed up because no one would wear that to be comfy. Let me tell you, like there was the intention, there was the thought, there was the
Okay,
desire,
yeah, no, she
there was the follow through.
showing the shoulders, like
Exactly, the flirty little one liner, yeah. And so an invitation was given, and when Jack looked up and was like, I'll go to bed later, like that is a refusal. It's a
yeah,
shutdown. And she's like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I'm not quite naked standing in front of you, but basically, and you're turning me down because you want to read through these journals.
yeah,
And so that's another instance where, and please do not take this as like you have to say yes to sex every single time. That's not it. But it's another portion of I am offering an invitation to come be with me, even if it's not sex, and you are blatantly turning it down because you are preferring to work on something else than spending time with me. And
yeah,
that's what was coming. Oh, stop it. Um, that's what was kind of being in Wendy's mind. I could see that where she felt very shut down. She's like, I've put in the effort. I feel neglected in our relationship. You are so focused on being the caretaker, being, showing up for this hotel that you're not showing up as a husband or as a father.
yeah. Now I said in the same scene, like after that scene was done, that Jack kind of manipulated her a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and he was shaking his head yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they did do more of the communication. Like Jack opened up about some of his concerns of why he's so trying to be present for this job. And the two of them they were having a conversation. I think too often, when I said often sex is used as a connection point, too often it is overused as a connection
Because, um,
point.
interrupt me if I'm wrong,
Mm.
but it's the easy way out where you don't have to talk about your feelings.
Mm,
Basically, I know.
okay.
So it's too often there is that perspective of if we are naked and we are engaging in a sexual encounter, that is the highest form of intimacy that you can achieve.
Right.
And so too often it gets used as like, see, I'm present in the relationship. There's nothing we need to talk about because we're having sex.
Yeah.
And it's hiding a lot of the lack of conversation, the things that we're not saying, the things that we're
Gotcha.
holding back, the things that need to be talked about of I feel neglected in the relationship or I feel undermined in our relationship. And it's focused on because we had sex, we're doing okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually very insightful. Um. So, kind of moving on from that scene, I'm trying to think of what happens next.
After that, Danny just tries to go into 217
Oh my
The
gosh.
first
first
time.
time.
Yeah, this kid is so dumb. Like,
Listens to the voices in his head.
well, and chooses to listen to
He thought he
voices or
heard it.
impulses,
Well, he thought he heard his mom's voice when he saw his mom sleep.
and that's like
Still
strike
decided to
one.
listen to them and wander off.
Yeah, and it's like the kiddo is warned constantly. There is a previous some like, and this is kind of where I think the miniseries and the movie differs because Danny in the movie seems to trust Tony a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
whereas in the miniseries he's kind of rebelling against Tony,
Mm-hmm.
where he's like, "You're not the boss of me. You're not like I get to make the decisions. Nothing is gonna hurt me." So he's getting into that very childlike, headstrong, I know what's best. But Tony's been very adamant, like, you can't do this, you can't do this. And even like Dick had said, promise me don't go in this room. And then he turns around and does the thing.
Yeah. Well, I kind of took that as like the hotel was like calling, begging him,
Mm-hmm.
egging him on,
Sure.
and he's 7 years old. He doesn't know any better.
Sure.
I mean, and yeah, he wasn't being the smartest at the
No,
time.
he was being very dumb.
um,
And I think even like, I don't want to say, yes, he's only 7, but at the same time, if you tell a 7-year-old don't touch this, it's hot, Yes, you're going to have some 7-year olds who will be like, well, I still want to touch it. But then you're also going to have other 7-year olds who are like, okay, I'll listen.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
And considering like all the things that Danny has lived through so far, just being in this hotel, part of me is like, why are you making the dumb decision?
he doesn't go inside the room yet.
Not yet. But if he could have, he definitely would
Yeah,
have in that moment.
and then he goes back to the office, and Jack catches him.
Yeah, and that was like a almost a day and night where you really see the change in Jack.
Yes, this kind of really see Jack starting to slip, not
Mm-hmm.
full on descending, because like you don't know what he's gonna do inside the scene.
Yeah, his initial approach to Danny was very harsh.
But then
Not
he kind
as harsh as he could have been.
kind of like backs down a little bit.
He does.
But
Like he,
the way he announces himself by yelling at him was a little too much.
yeah. So he backs down and like kind of sits down and be like, just don't do this again.
Mm-hmm.
And
This
you
is
kind
Danny.
of see Jack regaining some stuff.
Mm-hmm. That was before we continued. That was one of the things. What was it he had said? Men keep their promises,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that was one of the things where I was like, ooh, like,
Oh, yeah, do you
ugh.
mentioned that in the podcast. Do you want to explain why that set you off? Because I don't like. I know that's not a good saying, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
know therapy wise.
Sure. So I don't know necessarily like therapeutically. It's more along the lines of so I think you guys know like there's been a lot of stuff like political of like oh well women are oppressed, women are
Mm,
marginalized and in some capacity yes, like absolutely there's been different things that we could point to. And it's been like that huge thing with trying to make sure that women have the same rights as men.
right.
But one of the things that I find in counseling is that too often, because there's such a big focus on females and empowering females in the society that we have grown up in, too often there is not enough light on the toxic masculinity that is often oppressing men. So things like
Men don't
men
cry.
don't cry, um, you hit like a girl, anything of like,
Gotcha.
uh, be a man, be tough. Um, those are all maladaptive messages that boys receive from older men in their lives
Right.
of what it means to be a man. And on some cases, sure, they're not damaging. But on other cases, it can be very damaging. And so
Ex-
you kind of see that relationship, especially later on in this episode, where you see Jack's upbringing with his dad and some of the things that he would tell Jack
yeah.
and some of the things that are starting to creep into how Jack parents Danny.
Especially calling Danny little pup.
Mm-hmm. The
You know,
whelp.
well, I was gonna say something else,
It's
but I'm
Miranda.
go.
Miranda's been texting us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
But yeah, so that was just one of the things where I was like, ooh, it's starting. Like, I think in the last one I had mentioned some of what you were seeing from Wendy's upbringing. You're starting to see Jack's upbringing and some of the hardships there.
Yeah, and some of the abuse that he got
Uh-huh.
as a child.
Yeah, the make sure you take your or make him take his medicine,
Yeah,
and that's the make sure he
gets
owns
his
up
punch,
to
gets his punishment.
getting a punishment. Yeah.
Um, what was the scene in between? So Jack and Wendy talk about Danny going inside um the office
Mm-hmm.
and trying to creep up. Jack is Jack is definitely starting to slip more and more
Mm-hmm.
into I don't want to say madness, but madness.
Mm-hmm.
And
Emotional instability, mental and emotional
yeah,
instability.
yeah, that's a much better way. And then we don't stop when we see Danny playing. We do actually see Jack carrying Mo for the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
We do see him taking care of the hotel.
Yeah.
Also, I realize I'm like really just talking too long for this.
Well, that's because you was running the conversation of that. I didn't want to interrupt that one.
Um,
She was going into her therapy stuff.
yeah. So we see Jack taking more care more of the hotel, and we see him taking care of the boiler. We see
Yeah,
him
for
take
finally we actually get to see him actually mess with the boiler.
yeah, like after all of these hours between a movie and miniseries, someone took care of the boiler. Um, and then we also see him shoveling the sidewalks and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, one of you made a comment on Jack going outside and playing in the snow with Wendy and Danny.
Oh, that was at the very beginning
Yeah,
Yeah.
where it shows kind of a
Like him
continuation
being an
from.
actual father.
yeah,
Yeah,
That probably been me.
it probably did. I remember sitting there thinking because at the beginning when Wendy was calling for Danny, was like, "Hey, did you see outside? It's snowing. Like, do we need to let's?" Oh, because I had sung, "Do you want to make a snowman?"
yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
and then they were like, "Let's go get Dad." And I like in that scene, I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna go well. Like, they're gonna get snapped at, or something is going to happen."
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
But then you see him going outside with them.
And
yeah,
like he like tackles Danny and they're
hmm
playing in the snow and stuff, and actually like a loving, caring family.
yeah, and it looks nice.
And then he starts going descending.
Yeah, and then like I think that was the jarring part is like the interactions because we go to that from that to snapping at Danny
Yeah.
when he found the key.
I do remember the first time I watched this, because this is one of the scenes we're going to be talking about next, is them inside the kitchen. And I just really remember that scene sticking out
Mm-hmm.
because that was like the last time we really see Jack in a good state.
Yeah.
But I want to get to the scene beforehand. And Jack, um, so we see Jack smashing the radio.
Well, before that
Yeah.
was the mock AA meeting
Yeah, he was to talk to himself.
because that he smashed
Oh,
the radio because his
He
dad's
was
voice
he
came
was
in.
having his own AA meeting with himself.
yeah, I took that as like he was practicing his vows and stuff and trying to stay sane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know AA vows, and I highly doubt either of you know AA vows. But as far as I know, they have like some type of vow they take.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of took that as like Jack was practicing his vows, trying to reform himself and center himself back into the situation,
Gotcha.
try and take control back.
I felt it kind of sarcastic.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I could see it.
Okay.
It did feel like he was mocking it a little bit.
Because it felt more like a performance of, well, if you just do this.
It felt like he was quoting somebody else, not actually saying it by himself.
See, that's why I thought it was like the AA vows.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. No, I thought he was making a performance of it, and it kind of
Okay.
reminded me from the first session because he was very cynical of his friend because the friend was like, "Hey, I can understand why you didn't say, or you didn't tell the guy up front that you had a slip in between for the sobriety because it never came up or whatever that conversation had been." And when he hung up the phone, he was kind of he was a little bit snide of like, "Well, it's easy for you to say."
Yeah.
He made that comment, so it's kind of it matches up a lot of times because there can be that defensive mentality um, that's trying to be protective, but then there's also, again, with that defensiveness, we can get into that sarcastic
Gotcha.
type of response, and that's kind of what I picked up in that scene or how I perceived it, where he was just being dramatic, but out of a place of like, well, it's so easy for everyone else. Like, they
Yeah.
say this and they believe that, and you know,
No, I
from
can
a
see it.
from a stance of like, I don't, or it doesn't apply.
Yeah.
And that's when the dad's voice came on the speaker
Yeah.
saying, "You idiot! Like, put that down. Like, what are you doing? Are you still stupid?" And so there's the emotional abuse
Mm.
that was present in his childhood.
And then that's when his dad's like, Danny's done something he's not supposed to. He's broken the rules.
They both betrayed you, both the whelp and your wife.
Yeah.
And he just kept going down a rabbit hole to push him to smashing it.
Yeah. And then that's when Jack smashes the radio. Now you mentioned seeing a red light.
Yeah, there's been a couple scenes where he's talking to himself and like, because I think I don't think it was in that scene.
It
No,
was
there's been
the
a few scenes. There
Yeah,
have been a
it
few.
was a snowmobile scene that you mentioned
No, no, no.
in.
It's not. It
no,
hasn't been just that.
before, yeah,
In the first half,
it,
there was a scene where he red light shines over
yeah, because in that scene, like he drops the
the album, memory album.
not the memory album that I'm thinking of right now. Like I think
There was a
yes,
light there.
yes, but the
Okay, I do
mallet.
remember that one.
Yeah, the mallet. When he smashed the thing, like he drops the mallet, he's crying. But then I think there's like a little break where it goes over to Danny. But when it comes back, he almost like snaps at him. He's like, uh, oh, he sees the keys missing.
Yeah,
And he's like, I knew it. Like Danny took the key, and
yeah,
he turns back to the thing, and that's when the red light comes on. He's like, he's done it. Like Danny must have smashed this, and that
gotcha.
you kind of see a little bit of a break in his reality, and
See,
so
I
now,
didn't notice the red light, so now I'm like really went to go back and
yeah,
rewatch that scene just to notice it.
yeah, because
Because I'm
it's
guessing it's very quick.
hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it just lights up his face. It's this red light, and
Gotcha.
it kind of shows like this alter ego shift where he's gone into a dark place
Yeah,
or he's gone into a different perspective of what the hotel wants him to do.
yeah,
And so then once that happens, it's like, okay, now he's acting in a different way, a
yeah,
darker way than what sane Jack that we've been seeing for the first couple parts.
yeah. So Danny goes into room 217.
Oh, that dumb.
And
And it's so creepy the entire time.
you did not like the scene.
Oh, I hated it. It's so gross and it's haunting. It's eerie. It's
So I'm going
all
to
the
turn to you for the
things.
scene.
Okay, you have to remind me whatever I said.
Because
No, this
oh
was
no, not that one. Sorry, go ahead.
no, this was after.
Okay.
Um, so we're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay.
So he sees the naked woman.
Well,
Thankfully,
he opens the curtains and she's not there, and then all of a sudden she's there when he turns
yeah.
around.
Thankfully, we don't see the entire naked woman this time.
No, this one was a lot more. So
Yeah, he saw her the first time. It was Jack who didn't see her the first time.
no, with the boy didn't.
No, we as the audience don't see the entire naked woman. In the movie, we saw everything.
Yes, no, I'm talking
We're
about
talking about when the boy goes into the room.
when Danny goes into the room. I thought he had seen the outline, closed his eyes, but then when he opens it up, like that's when he saw.
Yeah, he sees her in there, closes his eyes, she's gone, opens up, she's there.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what I was getting at. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but like we don't see.
No, because
No.
if this
We
is
just see the
after,
head.
if this is after the movie came out, there's the whole
I mentioned
whatever
that.
cancel culture Hollywood shit is where they just try to dial
Well,
it down.
well, remember the movie was also made for theaters. This was made for TV, so they
Okay.
probably had to dial some stuff down
I
anyway.
mean, look at Game of Thrones for crying out loud.
Okay, but this was way before Game of Thrones.
There's been other TV shows that probably have showed more.
Not
1997, though.
Anyway, it doesn't matter with the naked body or not naked body. She's still very, very disturbing.
Well, yeah, she's a rotten corpse.
Yeah, and like again, the haunting. Like he kept singing the barnyard song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Old McDonald had a
Yeah,
farm.
and so
And
like
then she started singing the tour
oh,
zone.
and that like
But
I
she
can't
started like
stand it.
a little boy here, a little boy there,
Yes,
kind of thing.
and it's so creepy.
That's the point.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
And then Danny tries to get out, and he can't. No, he does.
No, he struggles.
He struggles to get out,
And then she's slowly walking.
And that's
still
another part that just is creepy because you're frantic, and the thing that is chasing you is like, I'm gonna take my time because you're already beat.
Well, yeah, because if you look at every other horror movie in general, everyone's frantic. Everyone's trying to rush. They're gonna bound the mess up.
Mhm.
That's why every serial killer walks is like, I already know you're gonna fail. I'm just gonna sit here and watch.
But he gets the door open, and I think it was you. No, it's you who said she's gonna grab him.
No,
No, that was
that
me.
was
It was okay.
Yeah.
For the first time.
He gets on the hall. He's like, okay, thank God. She's gonna grab you.
Like I was like, keep running, don't
Yeah.
stop.
Well, because he's still in the mentality of like nothing can hurt me, and it's like you dumb child.
Or like, I'm out of the room, I'm safe now type thing.
Yeah. And it's like, good lord.
And then we just see O'Hare's like grab him and he yank
Yeah,
him
come back
away.
in.
And I think the door like slams shut or something.
Yep.
And then we cut back to Jack, and I think that's when he notices the key is missing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts yelling like,
Mm-hmm.
get down here, you
Yeah,
little
he's
pup,
yelling
take
at
your
the stair.
medicine.
He's yelling at the staircase.
Yeah. And
Don't
Wendy
make me
is,
come up there.
you've made your choice, and that's when Wendy wakes up and
Yeah,
hears that and goes running.
yeah.
And she's frantic.
And then they start arguing on the staircase about Danny going up to the room and the missing key and stuff.
Which still is gonna bug the hell once you get to the next part.
Yep, I'm getting there. Don't worry. And then Danny reappears from the stairway, and there's bruises everywhere.
Bruises on his neck, lipstick on his cheek.
But we
We
don't
don't
know
know
it's a
about. Yeah, we
lipstick.
don't know. We
We
just
don't
think
know
it's
about the
bruises.
lipstick
Oh, I
yet.
thought it was lipstick
No,
when
we
I
didn't.
first saw it.
Okay.
Well, you might. You're a woman.
Yeah.
And
And so, from my perspective, I saw the lipstick. Like, why are you both looking at his? Why aren't you seeing the lipstick? Not you guys, but like the parents.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
get like with because mom's in overprotective mode, dad's like, what the heck? Like, I think that was what snapped him out of it.
Yeah.
But that was another thing. I'm gonna take us from to a different side note.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
These parents are putting a 7-year-old child in between their relationship. And I mean that by basically Wendy looking to her 7-year-old son for assurance about what his dad is doing or not doing. It's a child, for one. And then the dad's like, but I'm being crucified here. Like, save me. And it's like, don't look for safety in your child. He's
Do you want to talk about the scene?
catatonic.
Do you want to talk about the scene in the bed where
The bed.
Wendy's talking to Danny about Jack and
Oh gosh. Yeah. And that's another very
that was kind of
excellent.
going on the same point here. So
Yeah.
talk about
Where,
that scene.
yeah, she's asking him if, like, is your dad drinking or not? What do you think? Do you think we should stay? And it's like you're asking for almost life advice or decision making from a 7-year-old child. You are a grown adult.
But to be fair, she knows his son is able to see some of the future, so she's trying to get the answers from that. But
That's a lot of pressure for a 7-year-old child.
if this was a normal kid, yeah, you shouldn't be asking your kid for that advice. But if it's a kid that can see the future, I mean, come on.
No, because they don't even get to hide behind that because even then, like, they go back and forth of do we believe, do we not believe? Is this an overactive
Yeah.
imagination or is this something that we actually are taking into consideration? They cannot make up their mind which one. It depends on the situation of like, no, you're a child and you're making things up versus, oh, you need to give us our reassurance because we don't know what to do. Drives me absolutely nuts.
All right, now we're going to talk about the scene that made you laugh.
Okay.
So they take Danny back up to the room, and like you said, he what's the word he used?
Catatonic?
Catatonic. Thank you.
But I still want to, before we go to that, I still want to yell about the part where on the staircase, they're yelling at each other. Dad's at the bottom of the staircase yelling
yeah,
for
yeah.
his son. Mom wakes up, sees him at the bottom of the staircase. They're still yelling for the boy. They find the boy, and all of a sudden she points fingers at the dad. He's down in front of you. The boy's off, you know where, who knows where, and
Yeah.
you all of a sudden assume that's him.
Yeah, and that's another one of those things where it's like the trust has been broken. And so I could see in her mind, she's like, you've hurt my son again. And
Yeah.
I wasn't there to protect my son. And so she's lashing out in a way. But at the same time, they've been told and they've been living in this hotel for a couple months now, I think,
Yeah.
at this point. And it's like there should only be 3 people. Danny, Wendy, Jack. And so
And Tony.
and Tony. But Tony's not, again, is either imaginary friend or supernatural informant, like
or
depending on the day.
And Thane and Danny's throat.
Right. But yeah, and so I could see the reaction portion, but I think that's also like that that underlying theme of we're the only ones here, right? Right. Are we? And that's like the constant go between or the question between them And I think a lot of times when they lash out, it's with the understanding of, like they said it on the in the episode today, where oh gosh, well, it wasn't me and it wasn't the rats, was what
Yeah,
Jack had said first,
yeah.
and so
It wasn't you. It wasn't me. It wasn't the rats.
mhm,
Like there's only one other person it could be.
yeah, and so it's that same mentality of like, well, it wasn't me, it wasn't the rats. It was either like it wasn't the child, so one other person. But then it
Yeah.
gets switched, and so it's like the same battle, but now we're choosing who's in the right.
Okay. Before you talk about the switch, hold
Yep.
on. So they're inside the room, and Wendy's like holding him and stuff, and that's when Jack notices lipstick.
And his shirt's and it's not his shirt's wet.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, his shirt's wet, and then he notices a lipstick, and Danny like all of a sudden snaps out of it, and he's
And
like,
says it's hers.
"It was her."
Yeah, it goes straight to his dad. It was her. It was her.
And Jack just gives Wendy the biggest side glance. And she's like, "Why are you accusing me?" And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Well, I know it's not you, but it's not fun being accused."
Yeah.
You know what? That's the scene that you left at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
And
ain't my it ain't my shade.
Yeah. That was a good line that he delivers. Like, it's not my shade. It's like nice.
I really hope that line was improvised.
Uh-huh.
Because that
That
would
would
be
be cool.
such a good line that was
Yes.
improvised.
I like that was one of the things, like with Wendy when she's sitting there and she's like all protective of Danny, and then Jack's like, "What is that?" And like she wipes it off on her fingers, sniffs it, and is like, "Oh,
That's
it's lipstick." And it's like, how are you being this calm? What
yeah.
do you mean, like, oh, it's lipstick
It's
on my
lipstick. She looks
7 year
at
old?
him. He's like, "Well, it ain't my shade."
Yeah, it's like she has that tone or attitude of like, it's lipstick. What of it? And it's like, it's
Hey, your husband ain't a drag queen.
like, clearly, Jack doesn't have that lipstick on right now.
He's the only woman in supposedly in this hotel.
And so, like, I really like that Jack, like, starts to accuse her even though he knows it's not her.
uh huh,
And she gets like, well, it wasn't me. And she's like, well, it's not fun being accused. Now is it?
uh huh.
And that's when they take him to Danny to the kitchen. They have like a little conversation there. And Danny like outright tells them about the Shining.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't believe him.
Once again, they are too wishy-washy on, oh yes, my son has powers,
Yeah,
however we want to define, or my child has an overactive imagination. It
yeah.
depends on the situation.
Yeah.
They need
I
to be
mean,
consistent.
granted, like I also understand as parents, like if my child all of a sudden, like they said, they had this magical ability where they could see the future and stuff, I wouldn't believe them at first either.
But
But at the
but
same,
this is not at first. She's been asking, so how did your dad get the job? How did the interview go? And the kid is saying like, oh yeah, he got the job, but Mr. Elkman or whatever his name
Almond.
is, Almond doesn't like him. And she takes it as like, cool, like
um,
good to know. And she's celebrating before he even
So
gets
the
home.
mom knows about it. It's the dad that
Yeah, and like she is the one who's said like, should we go? Should we stay? And has
should we
been
go or should we stay?
um no, it's
No
should we
comment.
stay or should
here
we
we
go?
go
Oh, that's
now.
it.
Should I stay or should I go
There we go.
now?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it. Yeah.
Um and so she's been more believing of it, but Jack has been more in denial. But then it's like constant things of like, oh, he knew about that? Oh, this happened? The
Yeah.
it was the photo that I took when he was 6 months old.
Thought
I
I
thought
lost
I
it.
thought I lost it, and he knew the entire time that it was right behind my driver's license. That's been 6.5 years that you have thought that you've lost this thing.
Well, I don't know if it's been 6.5 years. It's since they moved out of
Oh,
um
yes.
their first
They're
house
ballers.
after Jack, I guess supposedly not
Fair.
supposedly, but beat up the kid.
Sure.
Um, so Jack goes and checks out room 217.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. And that's where the line when he like sees the one like goes running afterwards and he's like leaning on the wall and he's like, "Oh my gosh, what the heck?" and then sees the door start to open. He's like, I ain't seeing that. And I'm like, I love that. Like,
Closes his eyes, looks down, okay, it's gone now.
yep. He's basically, and you had made a comment, Hayden, about like, oh, I wonder if he has some version of The Shining.
Well, yeah, because it would make more sense. Because if he's able to pick up on a lot more supernatural stuff going
Mm-hmm.
around besides the mom, it seems like him and the son both have it.
And he's using a version of what Danny's been
What
using of like, it's
I
not real. It's I'm not seeing
well,
that.
I'm wondering if the dad had it as a kid, probably a lot more, but the dad kind of suppressed it and beat him for it, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
It
And
could be.
I can
and
see that.
that's pretty much how he's trying to handle his son.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think he's trying to handle
Well, he's
Danny that way.
what I mean, like he thinks like that's what should be happening is because that's how he was raised, like how she was saying earlier.
It could also be a case of Jack doesn't know what it is
Well, he might not have known.
and kind of forgot about it, and then the
Mm-hmm.
Overlook is just bringing it back.
So
Yeah.
what, like the Insidious, where the dad was able to, uh, what is
I
it?
haven't seen all these Stitch movies.
Boy,
Listen,
okay,
I've seen the first two, okay? So,
okay.
like,
So you should know the first one. It's in the first one
it is okay.
where
Keep going.
the dad was a kid and he was able to astral project himself out of the body,
Oh,
and then
okay.
completely forgot about it when he was adult, and now
Well,
his
because they
son's
wiped
doing it.
his memory.
Exactly. So that's probably what's going on here.
I was also kind of thinking of, like, the It Welcome to Derry and how,
How everyone who leaves the town forgets about the town.
yeah,
Kind of.
that's kind of what I was going more towards. Like, Jack kind of suppressed his memories of the shine of like his
Yeah.
ability, and now that he's at the Overlook, which is such a powerful place that shines, it's bringing that stuff back. And I think that's also kind of along with my theory on why he descends to madness because he doesn't know how to control it.
Yeah.
Whereas Danny, hasn't suppressed his memories and hasn't been able to control it more. Um,
And I think he's just, as an adult, he's able to do the things, and he's an instrument that the hotel is able to use because they
yeah,
want Danny specifically,
yeah,
but they
because he's
can't
such
take.
a powerful.
Yeah, and so the dad, with the stressors that he's going through and
Mhm.
the mental and emotional instability that he's had, he's easier to pick at.
Yeah, and it's easier to chip away with him.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I do really like the scene inside the kitchen because one, I pretty sure it's the last scene we kind of see them all happy
Yeah.
together, and it's also Jack is like, I'm the caretaker of this hotel and of this family.
Mm-hmm.
Like this family is under my protection. If someone's here, I have to protect you guys.
Yes, but that is before he goes. That's before he goes up to room
Yeah, that's when he's
117.
going up to room 217,
Yes. So
and when he's
after
trying to
the
stop
fact,
them.
this is the other red light portion where he's sitting there trying to rationalize things and saying, I don't see it, I don't see it. Like, there's no way this is happening.
Mm,
And the door stops shaking, and there's that red light, and he says it was Danny's fault. Like, regardless, he never should have been up here. Like,
yeah.
that's the point of
Mm,
the matter. And that's when he goes back to their shared room or
yeah.
the living space that
Completely
they've claimed.
forgot about what just happened, kind of thing.
Yeah, because he's now focused on this is Danny's thing, and this is what I need to do.
So you guys do think that he forgot
Oh yeah,
about what happened, what he just witnessed?
yeah.
I think it is.
He's suppressing it pretty much.
Yeah, it's kind of. It can kind of be like a coping skill in some
Okay.
fashion where we'll focus on something and our brain is trying to deal with it. And it's like, I can't focus on that or I can't deal with it. And so I need to pick the blame here of,
And the
I don't
blame
know.
is Danny.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can make an example.
What are you looking at me for?
What are you looking at him for?
What are you looking at me for?
Because you're my husband and we live together. So,
Love you too.
so
She
let's
didn't say
say,
that.
so let's say if, oh gosh, I have an example. If
Well, you're obviously going to be talking about me because you gave me that look.
Well, yeah, because I'm going to use you as an example.
So what was the example?
She can't
Trying to
remember.
think.
Trying to help.
Well, so like, let's say you pick up a coffee mug, all right, and you want to make a coffee,
Yeah.
and let's say I don't know, it's like really early or something, and you stumble over the cats and you drop the mug and it shatters. I wake up, I come downstairs, and and I just yell at you of like, um, you never should have even been picking up my mug. Like, that's my mug. You didn't need to pick it up. Why did you even pick it up in the first place? Rather than dealing with, like, oh, this mug that, I don't know, was passed down throughout my family. And I'm sad that this got lost. There's no repairing this. I'm instead focusing on, like, why were you even in the kitchen? Why were you even touching the mug? You never should have even been touching it because I'm not dealing with this thing that's upsetting to me.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It's a deflection.
Okay. No.
Not that he's ever done that.
Well, yeah, and not that you probably would react like that.
No.
The only mug we've ever had broken was because cats broke it.
Yeah, and that was yours.
Yeah.
The only one possibly that we've gotten close to is my wine glass. You accidentally elbowed it off the counter and it fell, and I was like, it's because you got more upset than I did, and I was like, just put it in the trash. Like, it's a wine glass.
Yeah.
We'll get a new one. No, but again,
I was mad at myself on that one. But I was more mad at the cat and breaking mine.
yeah, Cloud.
We got like matching ones like his and hers.
Yeah, and then I found a different pair for the his and her mugs.
Nice.
That are now out of reach of the cats.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all mugs would be out of reach for the cats.
Do what?
I feel like all the mugs would be out of reach for cats.
You would think,
Yeah.
but
You'd think.
And it's solid.
Yeah, some of them do not have spatial awareness.
Like Cloud.
No.
Cloud's usually better about it. Loki's the terror.
The cat almost had his tail catch fire.
Yeah.
Okay, I have not heard this story.
Oh my gosh, he waved his tail over an open flame, and I'm like, Loki, what are you doing? Like, with his long fur, he like rested his tail over the flame, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And so like I had to yank him, and he's like now scared because I grabbed him. I'm like, dude, you set your tail on fire, and I'm trying to get the flame out.
Wait, was it actually on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, for like a little bit, you see the smoke coming up. Because we had it like right here in the middle of the coffee table. We're both sitting on the couch. All the cats can see that it's lit. Because a few of them like get up and like, what is that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Loki hops up right in front, like, hi mom, hi dad, tail.
It's like it wasn't sizzling on fire for long, but it was like your fur is lit.
It was long enough.
Yeah, longer than preferred.
Yeah. He's all good now. He's just
Yeah, he didn't get burned or anything.
No.
It was his
Yeah,
fur.
yeah.
few inches cut off.
He got a haircut that night. It's fine.
It was more like a little lowercase I where you just saw space.
So Jack goes back to the room and asks Danny tell him the truth, and Danny it was her like room 217 type thing. Is that still Miranda texting?
Yeah, it's still Miranda. Oh no, that was you.
But yeah, so he comes back and he comes in and he's like, there was nothing there. So he right out lies and says there was nothing
we don't
there.
think he knows he's lying.
Yeah, I think there could have been like a little bit of a glossed over.
Yeah.
Of I'm just focused on the fact that you went up there when you were not supposed to be up there.
Yeah.
And so he comes down really harsh on Danny. And of course Wendy is falling in her default state of I have to be the shield and protect Danny. And so now she's getting involved, and Jack was being way too harsh anyway.
Yeah.
But then it's now coming in between the two of them, and they're fighting back and forth, and Danny's just like, will you guys stop? And
yeah, and then he's like, shut up, I hate you both, and runs off.
Yep.
And then Wendy's like,
Wendy wants to leave.
Wendy wants to leave, and Jack, and he doesn't really outright say no. He just says, look outside, it's like, snowing.
We're gonna die.
We're gonna be snowed in. We can't go out.
Like, and we will die.
I mean, they're both right in their own senses, but they're not comprehending each other's thing.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
she wants to leave because there's somebody there. She feels unsafe. Says we can't leave. It's impossible because of the snowfall.
Yeah.
They're not accepting each other's.
Well,
So,
and I think he doesn't outright say no to Wendy. He's just like, we need to wait until things calm down outside
mm,
because otherwise we will freeze to death.
mm-hmm. Or end up in a ditch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and freeze to death.
Yes. So it's funny again. Therapy. A
No,
lot of
it's fine. That was another thing that you were like,
Yeah, because a lot of couples do that. And not even just couples, a lot of humans do that. It's just I see couples and that's the trend. They get into such a polarized viewpoint
mm,
of you have to concede I'm right and you have to admit that you're wrong. Like this is the way that I am describing it, you have to agree to. And then
yeah,
the other person is equally, I'm right. This is what you have to agree to. And so they're digging their heels in. And Wendy does concede and at the towards the end of the scene, but before like they were so bullheaded,
yeah,
like bound and determined of it's that black or white, I'm right, you're wrong,
yeah,
just see things my way. And a lot of couples get to that point where they're not willing to say like, okay, let me put aside my perspective or what I want. Why are you so adamant on this thing?
yeah,
Why are you wanting this? What is this saying to you? And then a lot of times, even if we get to that point, it's not returned. Because then it's like we get down a rabbit hole of like, well, this and this and this and this and this. Um, and then we get off topic a lot of times. And so they didn't do that. Like they started to, where
mm,
they started to just go soft after Danny ran off and said, I hate you guys, and was crying. That kind of broke through to them. And they were able to say, like, we will die if we go out there. Just wait until
yeah,
it calms down. Like, that
yeah,
was a form of compromise. But again, too often, people, like, both described in the miniseries and then in real life, we get to that point.
mm,
And we're so bound and determined it has to be like I only win if we do exactly what I say. You only win if we do exactly as you say. And there's not much compromise or trying to meet in the middle or understanding of why we're so adamant that this is the way it has to be.
yeah. So the next scene, Jack goes to the snowmobile, right? That's the next.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
tries to go look at it, and that's the next time where the light comes on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he was wanting.
that's when you know. That's when you said something.
Well, his
Yes.
first intention, I'm guessing, was probably like, okay, I'm gonna get the snowmobile working so that way we can leave
Yeah,
hotel.
But then the mallet was there in the letter.
yeah. I didn't. I couldn't read the letter in time. Were you able to?
Yeah, they said it audibly in the
Torrance, Mr.
yeah
Torrance.
to
I was
Mr.
trying to
Torrance.
read the letter,
Yeah,
so I couldn't read
But
it in this at the same
sure.
time.
Basically, it said if you abandon your post, you won't be allowed back,
Okay, that's right. Yep. Okay.
and it
Um.
said sincerely, hotel management.
Yeah. And so Jack then smashes his snowmobile.
Mm.
I don't think
It's
he smashed
implied
it.
because we don't see it. Like it goes into
No.
a flashback of where it's a mockery of all of his insecurities, where someone of a like higher standing is saying, well, if you want to make a joke of yourself and leave your station, we'll let you go and you'll never return and you're gonna be stuck in California selling in a retail store,
Yeah.
doing whatever, and because your wife and son want you to give up all of your dreams and what you care about to just focus on them. And it's a parallel to what had been in the first episode where he had vented about his fear. And he's like, I know this is an escalation, but this is what I'm fearing. This is what I like, what I'm trying to prevent.
Now, one thing that driving me nuts in this is why doesn't Jack just say, "How about you two leave? I'll stay here for the rest of the winter. You guys go somewhere safe."
Mm-hmm.
Like I so wish that argument would come up
Yeah.
more and more.
Well, and Wendy had even said like, I'll take him and I'll leave. But I think it's
Okay, I
with
must
the
miss that line then.
not it wasn't anything recent. There had been a couple times where she had said in the first one, like when Jack had first broken Danny's arm in the flashbacks,
Mm.
where she said, if you ever do that again, I'll take him and or I
Oh
will leave
yeah,
and I will take him.
And
yeah,
he said, no, you stay, I'll go.
Yeah, and then more recently, she had said, Jack and I, or I'm sorry, Danny and I could just go and we'll get out of here. And I
Yeah.
think that was more for her wanting him to go to the doctor. Um, it
Yeah.
had been
Yeah.
something that she had brought up again. So there's like a willingness on her end to say, like, if push comes to shove, I will take our son and I will
Yeah.
leave.
And you can come back to us after Mitchell's done.
Yeah. But I think in his mind, like, he needs, they are grounding in some capacity, like the part that wants to do better. Because
Yeah.
in the first episode, that's one of the things where he's like, "Well, I've got my play and I've got my family most of all.
Yeah.
They're the reason why I'm doing things different. Why I'm trying to grow." But then I
Um.
think it starts getting twisted as they're another aspect that I need to control. And so the thought of if they leave, like that means he's not in control of them, and that's unacceptable.
So getting back to Jack smashing the snow. Well, smashing the
I don't think
snowmobile.
he smashed. I think he pulled it apart
Well, yeah, but
because there's wires everywhere. I don't think
Yeah,
it's smashing.
no.
he did something.
Yeah, he did something to it. And he goes up to Wendy. He's like, you need to come take a look at this.
Hmm.
And that's kind of when they decide that Danny's the one trying to prevent them from leaving because of the hotel's telling him.
Hmm. Well, that's what he's trying to convince Wendy that
Yeah,
Danny's doing it subconsciously.
yeah.
It really is him.
Yes.
And then I believe it goes into the ending scene.
I need scene where uh
The
Danny's outside in the
the
Yeah,
snow,
three of them continue to be tame
separated.
as rocks.
separate rooms, and
Separate environments, separate rooms.
So Jack is downstairs in the basement going over like the old stuff from that he found in boxes,
Mm-hmm. And
Danny's outside playing.
mm-hmm.
and
In the
then
hedges that they've already said, like the hedges are creepy, and they've because I think when they were in the kitchen after the 217 room, he
Danny
had
even said,
mentioned,
"Yeah, don't go near them."
yeah, and he's out there, and it's like, you dumb child.
You just told them not to, and yet you're doing it.
and
Yeah.
there's no supervision of Danny, like
Well, the mom's watching over for a little bit.
Wendy
for a
tried,
little bit, yes,
yeah, and then the hotel got her attention, and like an idiot, she followed the noise
yeah.
because she's like, "Oh, Jack, is that you?" And it's like, forget about Jack, who is an adult. Look at your child. Of all the times that you are
And you should know that
protective.
your husband's down in the basement
Yeah.
if you all went separate ways.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
and then when he goes into like head office and the hotel like locks her in,
Mm-hmm.
and she has like one of those
Croquet balls.
croquet balls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, use it, break the window, and
Mm-hmm.
get
Well,
out of there.
remember, they can't. She's probably thinking in the back of her head, I can't break anything. But yet the whole office is a
Yeah,
mess.
Yeah,
and that's the other
but the
thing. Like,
snowmobile's broken, the radio's broken.
The
mm-hmm.
lamps are broken. There's a lot of stuff in the office that was
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
trashed.
Okay, so before we end, do you guys have any predictions on how this is gonna end?
I know the next
Well,
episode's probably going to start.
I imagine it would follow the same lines as
Do
the.
you want to say what happens at the very end?
No, I'm not gonna say anything.
Alright.
Do you know?
Dude, we just watched it.
I'm talking about the next episode.
I would imagine that it would follow somewhat of how the movie
Okay.
goes.
Oh, yeah, with the whole.
So I imagine Jack is going to.
Here's Johnny.
Oh, stop that. Ugh.
That's got to be in this next part.
I haven't seen the twins.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
We haven't seen
so
the twins yet.
actually, I'm happy you brought that up because that's something I want to mention. In the very beginning, in the boiler room scene, they talked about Grady, how Grady was alone. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't bring his family up there,
Okay.
so the twins were never there.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up because after we hit stop on the last one, I was like, oh, I didn't mention that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the twins were never there.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so you don't
Play
see
with us,
creepy.
Danny.
You don't see creepy
Mm.
twins inside this one.
We don't even get to see the elevator of blood. We get to see a hose of blood. That's the.
Tar. Because
Yeah,
it
it
was
was tall.
black.
It was dark?
Yeah,
It was
it was.
black.
I took it as like some type of like water or something. I don't
I looked at it and I'm like, nope,
know.
nope. Because that was the same thing where the water was starting to come out from under the door. And I
Yeah.
was like, you dumb child.
Oh no, yeah, that was a child, not Jack at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So you just think it's gonna follow along the movie?
I would imagine so. Am I wrong?
But there is no
No, I mean,
maze. That's another thing. There is no maze.
There's none, but there's the hedges, which this is where it kind of felt because
Unless the
no,
hedges are what attack at the end instead of the maze thing.
possibly because that was one of the things. Like the hedges or the maze in the movie didn't ever feel like safe because that was like the height of like, does Jack get them or
Hmm.
not?
I do like the maze better than the hedges,
Mm-hmm.
just because
If
one,
the
you had that really cool scene at the end, and two, just it looked better.
Yeah.
I can see that, but with how this show's going and the hedge in the movie, if it was more, if the hedges were more like the Harry Potter hedges maze, where the maze actually like shifts and
Yeah,
attacks, that would have been more entertaining a little bit. But I do like the chasing, yes.
Mm-hmm.
How the bushes are somewhat moving in this, then there's got to be something like they're all to move and pounce on Jack or something.
But then, how does Wendy and Danny survive? Wouldn't they also be eaten
Well,
or
so
attacked?
far, what's Dick? Dick has not arrived yet, nor has Danny notified him. If he
Mm-hmm.
notifies them the next one, like he does in the movie, gets there, saves them, but Jack's not saved.
Listen, if Dick dies in this thing, I'm not gonna have a good time.
okay, do you want me to give you a spoiler?
Yes,
Dick does not die in the book.
That I already
but
knew.
we're not.
This is following more of the book than what the movie did.
So, does he not die in the miniseries?
I'm not going to
Graham,
say anything else,
Graham,
but
I will take my phone and I will look it up myself.
no, Dick does not die.
Thank you.
He's
Because
barely wounded.
actually, there was like one scene where like it looks like he dies, and then like he just pops back up. I was like, okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
She's just gonna try to get it out of you no matter what.
Well, I know. That's why I was like, that's why I came and stuff arguing. Um. So okay, you're both not fully wrong on how this ends.
It's been a while since I've read the book, so
You have read the book.
my mom read me a lot of Stephen King's books when I was a
Gotcha.
kid.
You know what I think we should do for next year
Hmm.
for December?
What?
The book.
I have to go looking for that.
I'm not reading it.
Audiobook?
Nope.
No, you're not gonna join us for that one.
No.
Will you join us for Doctor Sleep?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Even though that's a sequel to The Shining?
Correct.
Okay.
Because I'm not reading it.
I'm talking about the movie.
I had never seen it.
No, neither was he.
I haven't. It came out recently. I still haven't watched
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
I still haven't even watched the last not Harry, Spider-Man movie, where
I was like, Harry Potter's been out for a hot minute.
I was thinking Harry Potter because of the hedges, but Spider-Man movie. I have not seen the one where it's like Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, Toby.
I haven't
No,
seen
yeah.
past like
I
three
Tom Holland.
Spider-Man
I have
movies,
not
so
seen that one yet, and it's been out for a while.
have you seen the new Deadpool movie?
Yes, I've seen
Yes.
Okay.
Are you
Okay.
kidding me with an NSYNC?
Okay,
it. It's a
just
lot.
making
It's a
sure.
lot
Or
better than
no,
the
that
second
was
one.
Backstreet Boys.
I like the what was the second one? No, I like the second one.
The second one wasn't great.
It was bye, so it would probably be NSYNC.
NSYNC, yep.
So I like the second one because of the airplane scene.
Mm.
Well,
The
all of them
second
are
one,
jumping out of the airplane, and
that's like the only good part of the entire movie, to be honest. Every other scene of that is nowhere close to comedy in the first one.
it's been a while since I've seen Deadpool,
They
Deadpool one,
they
Deadpool 3.
tried a little too hard in the second one because if you look at it, the sequel does not always match the first one. They just tried to milk off the first one.
What was that?
Because look, the Deadpool get cuts in half, and he's got baby legs. First one, it's like a little KFC sport. They're mocking that basically.
What was the movie I was recently watching where like the sequel's never better? Shoot.
I don't know, but it depends on the sequel. It depends on the movie series. Because you look at The Hobbit, you look at Harry Potter, you look at some of the Star Wars, some of the Star Wars is good, but not all the new ones.
Okay, see, I am on the hill that the prequel series and the original series are Star Wars. Nothing else is.
Nothing else is
Yeah,
Star Wars.
yeah. Now Ahsoka. Ahsoka's pretty good. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series was good.
Mandalorian, I would say, is because that's its
Mandalorian was
own
good.
separate thing.
Yeah. Um,
But the whole
Clone
twin
Wars,
thing was shit.
twin thing.
Where they started talking about the twins, about how Jedi's formed and the Sith.
Is that in the new movies?
That's in the newer show shit. I don't know. All I know is
Okay, I'm not
that
up to date on new
all I
shows.
know is that it does not follow any of how it's supposed to be.
I've not. The last Star Wars thing I've watched is probably the Ahsoka series.
Good, leave it at that.
Solo was pretty good, and Rogue One was pretty good.
Oh yeah, it was good. I
Um,
I watched the Ahsoka wasn't bad.
Now The Hobbit, I love the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
I do love the Lord of the Rings movies. I understand why people don't like the Hobbit movies, but I think they're unfairly criticized.
Well, she's new to ask her. You
Okay,
watched.
do you like the Hobbit movies?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you like the Lord of the Rings movies? Okay. Which one do you think is better? Did you show the extended or
I showed her all the
Yes.
extended
okay?
because
Okay.
it was on Max.
Did you know they're coming back to theaters?
Hmm?
All the extended are coming back to theaters in January.
No, 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 no.
Yeah. Guess who's going to go see them?
You and Hannah probably.
I don't know if anybody else is going to come with me. I'm just going to go see them.
I'll go with you.
Okay.
I
I'm just chopped
imagine
liver.
Chopped
you
liver.
would come with.
Do you not know that line?
It's been a while since I've seen them. Last time I watched them was I know, right?
What are you talking about?
Lord of the Rings.
Chopped liver is not from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Yes, I imagine that you would come with. I was just saying I wouldn't mind going to that.
Okay, I'm not worried about that anymore. I'm more worried about how this man does not know the phrase, "What am I chopped liver?"
Yeah.
I'm more worried about that right now.
I-
You sheltered ass.
you know this though. You are fully aware of this.
Off the top of my head, Lord of the Rings, like The Hobbit, has more of the spiders for and foremost.
I was gonna skip that scene for you.
Thank you.
You probably did.
Oh, I closed my eyes.
She closed her eyes.
Um, I think they have different elements.
How did you handle the Shelob scene?
I closed my eyes.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I gave her heads up.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, good. You did.
And then there was a couple times where I was like, "Is it over?" Nope.
It's for now, but we'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
Is Shelob in I feel like Shelob's in the Rings of Power TV
She's in
series.
the second to last or the last one.
Oh, you have seen Rings of Power.
I've seen all of them.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, he's seen all the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings because I want.
No, I'm talking about Rings of Power, the TV show.
Oh
No.
no.
Okay, you guys need to watch that.
I was talking about the movies.
Yeah, she's in the last movie. But no, I'm pretty sure Shelob's in the Rings of Power TV show.
Mm.
Or like a descendant of Shelob. I can't remember. It's been a
I've not
hot
watched
minute.
the TV show. The only thing besides the movie series I've watched is like the original animated version of Lord of the
I still
Rings.
need to watch that. They did make a new one.
They did make it.
More of the Rohirrim, which is really good. Miranda and I went to go see that.
Uh,
That's really good. I really need to sit down and rewatch that one. Um,
And also, kind of to circle back to the Doctor Sleep, I'm not watching that.
okay. I wasn't sure, so
Mm-hmm.
you said no. I was gonna make you. I was just wondering if you will join us for that one.
sweetie, you got a movie to show you.
I mean, to be fair, that was a little bit more gross than The Shining, but hey. Yeah, I think next year we can do the Shining book.
No, do the Doctor Sleep
I
thing.
say Doctor Sleep.
You want to do Doctor Sleep, and then we do the Shining and Doctor Sleep books?
I don't
See,
know.
if this
I don't know if I'm gonna
mini,
read the whole thing.
I'm gonna listen to it. You can. I'm gonna listen to it.
if the miniseries follows the books, like
Yeah, but at
you
this point in
bring
time, it's tradition.
at this point you need to just incorporate the books, and you can do like little compare contrast thing.
Well, that'll be fun. Maybe not even for like the shiny, but like a compare contrast versus the book.
Say that again.
A compare and contrast for a
No,
book.
you could probably try to do that.
That would be a difficult one, but that would be a fun one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take notes for that type of thing. Um, so looking ahead, 2026, we're probably gonna try doing the stuff we were supposed to do in 2025.
Well, again, wedding.
Didn't even mention that. Did I mention that?
I know what you're trying to get at.
Well, I'm just saying you want to do the Michael Myers game.
Did we talk about that again?
You want to do the Michael Myers game. That's on the list. Oh my gosh. Well, I can't get the
Don't
password to
ask
work,
me.
so
What Michael Myers game are you talking about?
You guys should do Until Dawn.
which one? The movie or the
No,
game?
the game.
Has the movie even come out yet?
Yeah, I bought it
When did it come?
in like April.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
How did we not?
Well, I wasn't gonna watch it.
Um,
We
password me, please.
Uh, didn't I text that to you?
Yeah, then I couldn't get it to work, and I gave up after the first
Oh my
try.
god.
So I do like how we're just still talking
Mm-hmm.
without being recorded. Hi guys.
If you
Um,
end it, end it.
I don't know. I don't know. Do you want to end it? We've gone on a major tantrum here the last like I don't know 20 minutes. I was going to tell them what to expect in 2026.
We can go.
Okay, so it wasn't me who got the password
But
wrong.
that is the password. Where if it was lowercase, I'm just trying to remember.
That's empty. Um, Next Saturday morning, do you guys want to come over? Like 10ish?
The day of the murder mystery.
Marina's not coming over till 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay if you want to do it in the morning. Because we'll be done. Well, what do you do next Sunday?
Next Sunday,
Yeah,
there's nothing on the books.
you gonna do it next Sunday after church, so it'll be 11:30ish.
We could do that.
Okay. Oh no, 12ish.
12.
If you guys want to pick up Chinese, you can pick up Chinese.
What's going on?
Next Sunday.
Oh, next Sunday.
Oh, Hayden.
I'm trying to get this thing going for you. Because I had to uh, unblock you on mine.
Oh, I was blocked.
Well, remember, I didn't know it was you because the whole new phone thing.
Yeah, so I got a new phone and it locked me off all my accounts. And before I could tell him that I got a new phone because I couldn't get access to my contacts, it he reset the password on me. And I was like, "Hey, I can't get into our account." And he's like, "Yeah, I reset the password because it said there was some type of thing on the account." I'm like, well, I only got access to my contacts 30 minutes ago.
Hmm.
Because apparently that wasn't the first thing that got transferred over. Some did.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 20 of them that did, but none of the ones that really mattered.
Hmm. So why are they in your phone if they don't matter?
Well, it was like my boss and like co-workers and stuff.
Yeah, they don't matter.
I meant for like at that moment, like there's not people I'm gonna text on a random Friday afternoon on when we don't have work.
Oh,
You have to reset the password.
I really hope I don't.
It's not that hard.
don't want to deal with doing that again. It's the same fucking password.
Anyway, this is 2 Idiots Talk Cool. Good
I'm
night.
I'm I'm just fucking turn it off.
Good night, everyone.